Today I'm going to show you two Three.js tools that almost nobody knows about, the editor and the nodes. With these, you can create particles and really cool 3D objects without overcomplicating things and with brutal results. How was the Three.js editor created? The Three.js editor was created by Ricardo Cabello, Dube, the same creator of Three.js. Why did he create it? Three.js was born as a library for programmers, but Mr. Dube realized something key. Many people want to create 3D worlds, but not necessarily write all the code. So the editor was born with this idea. Learn Three.js visually, prototype scenes quickly, understand how Three.js works internally, serve as an educational tool. It was not designed to be Blender, it was designed as a bridge between visuals and code. What is the Three.js editor really? Even though it looks like a visual app, under the hood it's pure Three.js plus JavaScript. The editor is a web app. Written in JavaScript uses Three.js. For rendering uses HTML plus CSS for the interface. Runs 100% in the browser. There is no magic. There is no backend. Everything happens in your browser. How does it work internally? I'll explain it step by step. The scene. First, everything starts with a single thing, the scene. The editor automatically creates this. Everything you see, lights, cameras, models, lives inside this scene. Exactly the same as in any Three.js project. Camera and render. A perspective camera, a WebGL renderer, and on every frame this happens. Nothing strange, it's pure Three.js running in real time. The visual system. When you drag an object, when you change its position, when you rotate or scale something, every button in the editor directly modifies the real object in the scene. Transform controls. Do you see these famous arrows? That's not a visual trick. It's a real Three.js class called It's used to move, rotate, and scale objects in real time. The editor just uses it. The same way any developer would in code, save and load projects. And here comes one of the most powerful parts. When you save your project, the editor converts the entire scene to JSON using that file stores absolutely everything. Geometries, materials, lights, cameras, positions, and then it can automatically rebuild the entire world. Export to code. And what happens when you export to code? The editor reads the JSON and generates real JavaScript. That's why the code is sometimes long. It's not messy. It's an exact copy of what you created visually. Why is this so important? Because the editor teaches you Three.js without you even noticing. You learn scenes. You understand lights. You comprehend cameras. You master materials. You start thinking in 3D. It's like Blender, but to learn Three.js and the web. Real-world uses. It's used for rapid prototyping, interactive demos, showing ideas to clients, simple games, 3D landing pages, creative experiments. It doesn't replace code, but it saves you weeks of work. What is the Three.js Playground? The Three.js Playground is a visual node-based editor where you don't write all the code by hand, you connect blocks, and Three.js generates the logic underneath. It's not magic, it doesn't replace code. It's a visual way to use Three.js. 1. The scene, the main node. Everything starts with a base node called scene. That node represents this in code. Everything you connect, geometries, lights, materials, cameras ends up inside that scene, just like in normal Three.js. 2 nodes equals real Three.js classes. Each playground node represents a real Three.js class. Examples: node. In code, it would be box geometry. New 3 box geometry. Mesh standard material. New 3 mesh standard material. Mesh. New 3 mesh. Directional light. New 3 directional light. What changes is how you connect them, not what they do. 3. How a 3D object is created real flow. In code you do this, in the playground you do exactly the same. But visually, this is key to explain it in a video. The flow is the same, only now you can see it. 4 values: position, rotation, scale. When you change a value in a node, position X, rotation Y, scale Z. Internally, this happens. The playground doesn't invent anything. It only modifies real properties of the object. 5 lights and materials, same as code. Example, you add a directional light. You change the intensity. You change the color. That is equivalent to copy code. In nodes, it's easier to visually understand how they affect the scene. 6 animations with nodes, the powerful part. Instead of writing, in the playground, you use time nodes, addition nodes, connection nodes. Mental example, that means time controls the rotation. This teaches logical thinking, not just syntax. 7. Render and camera, automatic. The playground already includes camera renderer, render loop. Internally, this still happens. You focus on creating, not on the boilerplate. 8. Export to code, very important. When you export from the playground, it converts the nodes, generates real JavaScript, uses pure Three.js. That's why the exported code is long, looks complex. It's rebuilding exactly what you did visually. 9. What is it used for in real life? Fast prototypes, learn. Three.js without fear. Understand 3D flows. Creative experiments. Show ideas to clients, not for large final projects. It's like Blender, but for thinking in Three.js.